Please subscribe for more videos and remember to hit the notification bell so you never miss a new video. Hey everyone, so today I'm going to do a quick brief tour of my backyard bird feeding stations, and most importantly what I want to show you is how to make a really cheap and effective DIY squirrel baffle. So let's go take a look and see what a squirrel baffle even is, and I'll also show you or tell you why you might need one of these and what situations to use it in. So as you can see, I have here a garden pole with two kind of hooks on it, and in this case I have some sunflower seed. Most birds like that. And I have some peanut pieces for woodpeckers. Now, squirrels love peanuts and they love sunflower seeds, and if I didn't have this squirrel baffle, you know, which baffles the squirrels and how possibly to get around it, they would literally just climb up this pole. And they did do this in the past before I installed these, and they just climb down, they hang down, and they eat and they gnaw through the feeder material, which is also probably terrible for them. So they try to get to the peanuts, they try to get to the sunflower seeds. And again, as you can see, before I had the squirrel baffle, they used to gnaw at this plastic. And again, like, that can't possibly be healthy for them. Like, nothing should be ingesting plastic. This side is particularly bad. Right there, that's how much they gnawed it. So here's the point of a baffle. The point of it is the squirrel tries to climb up. It might get a little way up, but with a baffle it's meant to prevent the squirrel from getting past it and from climbing up the pole further. Squirrels can jump from the ground. I think it's estimated about like roughly 4 feet. So I'm also careful not to let my tall feeder be on the lower hook, because then they could just jump up, grab onto the bottom of it, and scurry up. So with the baffle, the whole point of this is it's literally just, let me show you how simple this is. It's literally just two 2-liter seltzer bottles. I like the clear ones because look, I also have a baffle that I made out of a green one and a clear one. This one, as you can see, is much older, much more worn. So I'm just gonna leave it. But as you can see, you know, I just prefer the clear ones because they're a little bit more aesthetically pleasing. Literally all you need is, again, the two 2-liter bottles, and then you just need either some packaging tape or duct tape for each of them, because you're gonna need to cut a seam down the whole length of this bottle. You'll need to cut off the bottom. Once you have the bottle seam cut, you can literally open the bottle and wrap it around the pole. So you'll do that to both of the bottles. Once it's on the pole, then you can just tape it back up just so that it holds this shape. You'll also need 2 zip ties. I really, or at least 2, I actually have several. I have one here, as you can see, and then I actually down here, I have several. Let's see if I can find an angle. So there's actually 3 at the bottom. This is because when the squirrel climbs up, it's gonna either try to go under the baffle and push it up, but that's blocked by this zip tie up here. So if it pushes up, it pushes the bottle against the top bottle, which is blocked by the top zip tie. The other zip ties are necessary to hold this bottle up. So this bottle is resting on these several zip ties, and I have a few of them because the other ways that squirrels will try to get past is they'll start to cling to this and like whip around, and they'll try and like scratch their way up. So if they do that and you only have one zip tie, it's not going to hold and they're going to be able to pull this down. So you need to have several zip ties to hold the weight of a squirrel as it's trying to pull it down. Now the beautiful thing about this is that the squirrel, their little arms can only reach like maybe this far around the bottle, and they can't find purchase. So they can't, there's nothing to grasp onto for the squirrel. It can't even like really grasp onto this tape because it's so like flimsy. So what happens is they either get blocked on their way up and they can't get pushed past, or they try to climb and then they fall off. So effectively, they're not able to get up the pole. You don't need to grease the pole. By the way, greasing the pole can also cause issues if birds get grease in their feathers. That's terrible for them, and that can totally affect their flight, their preening process. It's really, really unhealthy for them. Please don't put Vaseline or olive oil or whatever on your poles. Don't do it. And I'm sure it's also, again, not healthy for squirrels either. I'm not trying to hurt the squirrels, I just don't want them to get up to the bird feeders where they're destroying my feeders that I've bought. They're stealing the food that I've gotten for the birds. Believe me, there's plenty of like scraps that fall onto the ground that the squirrels can eat. So we've talked about, you know, why we need this, how it works, and how to make it. Next, I'm going to show you what situations you would need to use it in. So anytime you have a suet feeder on a pole, I'm going to show you a pole where I have an active little suet feeder. This one here, the birds love to eat suet, and as you can see, it's like kind of pecked out already. But the squirrels also love to eat suet. And if you, I'm trying to find my suet feeder that's all carved up. Again, if you don't have the baffle, the squirrels will try to gnaw through these metal bars and this coating. Again, probably terrible for them. Please don't let it happen. This happened before I even realized squirrel baffles were a thing that were needed. So I, you know, learned a lesson and I don't let it happen anymore. So anytime you have food that squirrels like, you need a baffle if it's on a pole. A case where you can't have a baffle is like this suet feeder here. So I have this suet feeder, it's literally just on this tree. When it has normal suet in it, the squirrels will go after it. Again, it's a waste of suet. The squirrels aren't being helped because they're ingesting that stuff. So what you do in this case instead with suet is you use spicy suet. That's literally flavored with very hot pepper. The birds literally can't taste the pepper because that's not how their taste buds work. They can't even register it. Whereas when the squirrel tastes it, they run away, they try to go drink water. It's a little funny, but they learn after like 1 or 2 tries and they don't try it again. And so therefore, you wouldn't need a baffle in this case because obviously there's really no way to put a baffle in any way, and you just don't need it. So the best solution would be to use either spicy suet or spicy birdseed. Another case where you won't need a baffle is if you have a pole that has food that the squirrels don't like. So this is safflower seed, and the cardinals love this, but squirrels, grackles, and starlings, kind of like the quote-unquote like problem birds that are either, well, a squirrel's not a bird, but you know what I mean. The pests, I guess you could say. Squirrels don't even like it. Grackles, I love grackles, I think they're beautiful, but they definitely bully the other birds, and then they box them out, which I don't like, and then we just end up seeing grackles all week. And the starlings are an invasive species. I want to like them because I love all animals in general, but they're so mean. They're so nasty. They like attack other birds. They eat other birds' babies. It's just, they're not good. They're an invasive species and I don't want to cater to them. So again, if you have a pole where you have food that the squirrels don't like, then obviously you don't need it. This pole also usually has my hummingbird feeder on it. Today it's just being clean, so I don't have it there. So yeah, that pretty much covers it, guys. I hope this was helpful. Again, I just want to reiterate how affordable this is. The cost of this is literally just however much it costs for 2 seltzer bottles. I think each of these costs like 88 cents or something cheap, compared to a squirrel baffle like this, which you might buy from like the Audubon Society or something. This type of a squirrel baffle that's made out of metal, even if you get it at like Ocean State, which is super affordable and cheap, it's still gonna cost you like 20 bucks. And if you're getting it not on sale, it might even cost you like 36 bucks. So this is, again, it's great, it's effective, love it. Really easy to take it off and clean it, which is cool, but nothing beats how simple this is and how affordable it is. You literally just need scissors to cut. You need packaging tape or duct tape to piece it back together. You need zip ties, and then you just need the liter bottles. You need to hang them, again, roughly between like 4 and 5 feet off the ground, because that's basically how high squirrels, oh, there's a chickadee. Hello, chickadee. That's how high squirrels can jump. So it needs to be in that area where they can't just jump up past it, but they also can't crawl past it. All right, I hope this was helpful. If you make this, please let me know. This is something that I feel that I personally invented. I don't know if I really did, but I haven't seen it anywhere else, and it's like the cheapest possible option. So I hope this helps with your backyard birding. Please let me know if you implement it, and let me know if you want more videos about backyard birding. Bye.